Hello, dear goddess, and welcome to this week's Thankful to Thrive Thursday Divine Feminine Twin Flame Goddess Rising Empowerment Reading. I know, that's a mouthful. But you are way more than one word. You're so much bigger than that. You're so much more than that. And the world's waiting on you to rise into that truth of you. You only stay small out of fear, goddess. And it's time to recognize that fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. So being afraid to be you is literally being afraid of yourself. Fear not, dear goddess. Again, false evidence appearing real. And you have the choice to either forget everything and run or face everything and rise. And you, my dear goddess, are rising. So, woo, that did a little flip. That did not flip over. I guess we ended up not needing that card after all. Boom. And on this, wow. Journey of growth, self-love empowerment journey of growth, you will experience growing pains. When you are in a struggle space, it is because you are resisting the growth. You are pushing it away. And in turn, that does push away your counterpart. That pushes away any vision that you desire to manifest, dear goddess, because what you desire is over here. You have to go and grow through this in between to be in this space here. So that means that you've got to clear away all these things that block you between where you are here and where you want to be. And that is comprised of growth. Growth that is a part of this journey of expansion. You are here in this earth school to learn, grow, expand, and ascend. You do not expand in your consciousness without learning and growing. That is what this entire experience is about, is for you to learn, grow, expand, and ascend along this self-love, empowerment, soul journey that you are on here. In this school of polarity, in this school of learning to recognize that if I give my negative energy, if I feed negative energy, if I focus on and cultivate negative energy, that is where my struggle comes in. Because I'm focusing on what I do not want. I'm focusing on what does not feel good. And that's how we end up in that struggle space instead of letting it go and pivoting over to focus on what does feel good. And really, truly looking at what that trigger is, what that shadow is, what is it showing you? What is the lesson in that? How is this contrasting experience helping you to grow? What is it teaching you? What are you learning so you can grow, expand, and ascend on your journey, dear goddess? Ascend, rise into your power more and more and more. Because you are integrating your shadow side. You are recognizing that in that shadow is a lesson or many lessons. In that shadow space is the very thing that is helping you to grow stronger. And earlier this week, we had that strength card of you really, truly allowing yourself to see the strength within you. That is what this shadow is helping you to see. It's not, you don't have a shadow so that you can be sucked into it. It's not a black hole unless you will let it be. But when you begin to recognize that, this is teaching me something. There's a lesson in this that I've got to learn. That's helping me to grow stronger, better, and wiser than what I was before. Because you are magic. You are a magical being. You have magical powers. And those magical powers really is simply you integrating your shadow side, which in turn allows you to have more and more control over you, your point of attraction, what you are giving your attention to, what you are nurturing, what you are feeding, and what you are growing, what you are manifesting, what you're allowing into your experience, magic and miracles. This is something that you've got to allow, dear goddess. Just as you have to allow yourself to see how strong you are, you've got to allow yourself to surrender to the lessons, to allow yourself to look at that shadow, at that trigger that's coming up for you, and be able to extract from it the lesson and pivot so that you can implement that lesson and create something better for yourself. Align yourself for magic to come in and anchor into your own magic of knowing that in the realm of possibility, all things are possible, that you are the magician. You get to create the experience that you want to have. That's part of this growth and expansion experience, is that all these lessons, all these things that you're being shown you do not want is what's helping you to learn what you do. And it's also helping to teach you that you are creating your reality. That these subconscious beliefs that are being triggered within you, that are attracting these experiences that you would rather not have, is helping to show you that you are the one that's attracting them. So if you can actually attract negative, does it not stand to reason that you can attract positive, that you can be the magician and create that magic by surrendering to this journey and allowing magic to flow into your experience here? Because, dear goddess, yes, indeed, in the realm of possibility, all things are possible. So you've got to be the one to raise your standards. You've got to be the one to say, hey, I choose better for me, because you know what? I deserve better, because I am a goddess. And this is very well going to mean that you've got to seek out support. Believe me when I tell you, sister, I have the greatest transformations when I allow myself to be supported, when I ask for assistance, when I ask the universe. People come into my life, experiences, circumstances come into my life that present me with that opportunity for support, that give me that support so that I may grow more and ascend more and integrate that shadow aspect of myself and really be able to get clear on what this lesson is, what I'm being shown, what wound I need to heal, what I need to break down so I can finally break through and really know that I am the magician and I can create whatever reality I desire. But you're not here to do it alone. We each cannot see our own dark side of the moon, right? Each and every one of us, we've got to have that someone who can see the sides of ourselves that, well, we just can't quite see, right? That we just can't quite see. Oh, dear goddess. It's really hugely about looking at where you are stuck, all right? Where you are experiencing a struggle, okay? Because you really need to be asking yourself, because you are this powerful, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? Oh my goodness. Was I not just talking about fear at the very beginning of this video? Was I? And here it is. If you weren't afraid. Cards, they just echo. I love this. I love what I do. I love doing this. But seriously, remember, fear, false evidence appearing real. So you just tell that little zip it, and you spend some time in your goddess space as the true divine twin flame goddess that you are. If you really weren't afraid, you had no limits. You fully supported, no consequences. What would you do? How would you live your life? Who would you be? How would you act? How are you being called to step up and lead? This is an awesome warrior woman, priestess. Oh my. And earlier this week, we had the goddess card. Like literally right now, all these things are coming up for you to recognize that you are a divine feminine goddess rising into her power. And the only one that ever keeps you from that is you. Because possibilities are endless. But you create whatever limitations in your own mind. The sky is not the limit. It's not. It's the boundaries that you create in your own mind. Those are the only limits that you have. So dear goddess, again, if you weren't afraid, what would you do? How are you being called to step up and lead? This is Thankful to Thrive Thursday. It is time for you to rise and thrive, goddess. It is time for you to get out of your own way and allow yourself to expand more and more into your power, into your true self. Tune into you. Who are you? Who are you really? You are a goddess. We know that much. But what, again, how are you being called to lead? Tune in to your heart. Really, truly connect with that heart space, especially as twin flames. You are here to anchor in and expand divine source love into this world, to anchor this new earth energy. And it's all divine love, goddess. Through the heart portal. So I encourage you, in fact, I will put a link down below for one of my very first meditations, guided meditations that I ever found, or found me, I should say. Way back when I was just beginning my self-love empowerment journey, like the intentional aspect of it, of doing all the mindset and the shadow work and really discovering that I was a twin flame, which that came after discovering, I was already on my self-love empowerment journey. I was already doing the work. I was already aligning with union inside me. And that is why my divine counterpart appeared, is because I was already coming into alignment and rising and thriving more and more and more through my own journey of expansion and ascension. And that in turn aligned me with my twin coming into my life. So it really truly is about you coming home to you. And when you do, you are aligning yourself with the outcomes that you desire. I didn't even know I was desiring him. Deep down I was. And I learned that. It was one of those where I'd kind of given up on the idea just because of what my past ended up being. And here we go. Again, another card about you stepping into you. Don't dim to fit in. Look, all of this right here is really truly about you becoming you, about you rising into thriving. That you've got to be the one to really come home to you, discover who you are, what lights you up, what you're being called to do. Again, how are you being called to step up and lead? If you weren't afraid, what would you do? Would you write a book? Would you do videos, a YouTube channel? How would you serve humanity, dear goddess? And don't dim to fit in. Even I have had to recognize and own the degree of visibility blocks that I have, especially as a coach in an online space. We have these blocks, these things called visibility blocks, where even though here I am doing these videos, that I will do a little bit and then I pull back. I do a little bit and then I pull back. Because why? Well, afraid of being seen, afraid of being judged, afraid of being criticized and condemned and told I'm wrong and all such things, right? That we have visibility blocks about, right? So that said, dear goddess, we acknowledge them. We love that part of ourselves. We process them, right? We recognize that's a shadow. Those blocks are shadows. So we've got to experience that growth. We've got to break down those blocks and break through them. So we really truly can be connecting with that magic within us and acknowledging that all things are possible for us, which means we get out of our own ways and we allow for the abundance to flow in, including the abundance of support. All right. But you've got to be coming home to you, dear goddess. You've got to be really taking this time and getting clear on what lights you up. What would you love to do if you could be any version of yourself, any version of a goddess serving in this world? What would you love? What kind of impact would you like to have on humanity? What legacy would you like to leave? What does light you up, dear goddess? Allow yourself to explore that so that you can be stepping into, rising into, and thriving into your power. And boom, we have Ascended Masters right here. 333. Recognize that definitely you are being supported, goddess, right here. Ascended Masters, you know, Jesus, Buddha, all these, the big name peeps, right? I would imagine Krishna would be one of those in the Ascended Masters realm. Recognize that they're supporting you. All right. They themselves were students as well on this soul journey, but they were very good students. And so they reached that enlightenment level. They were able to really, truly gain full and complete control over their energetic states of being. Because remember, this is the school of energy. And it's really, truly recognizing that you are the catalyst, goddess. This is why I'm saying, this is why it's so vital that you really discover who you are. Treat it like with childlike wonder, because that's what this is. You are discovering a whole new world. Now I got Aladdin in my head, a whole new world. Okay, I'm not going to sing this song, but you are a whole new world of you. All right, dear goddess, begin to allow yourself to get curious and excited about learning about yourself and rediscovering your truth, who you are. Let it be an adventure. Don't just make it an adventure. Let it be. Be like, oh, I did not know that about me. That's kind of cool. Well, I am pretty awesome because, right? You've got to be the one to really, truly be acknowledging you and discovering you. Because guess what, dear goddess? Nobody else can know you or can even tell you who you are unless you let them. So that means you give your power to other people when they attempt to tell you who you are. They don't get to do that. You get to decide who you are. And if they say something like, oh, you're amazing, you're supportive, you're gorgeous, of course you sit there and go, yep, I know. Thank you very much. I know that. Or if someone's putting you down and telling you, can say, that is just your perspective of me, which is actually you projecting your own sabotaging thoughts about yourself. Because that is what we do. What we think we see in others are really actually within ourselves. So it's so important that when we actually go to point the finger, it's really important to understand, dear goddess, that wherever your finger is pointing, that's where your power is going. So when you really begin to recognize that, if I'm going to go be pointing that you did this, you said this, it's very important to go, wait a minute. What was my role in this? What is this teaching me? How can I find my power in this moment? How can I turn this into an empowerment experience so that I can be reclaiming my power and rise and thrive on my self-love empowerment journey, my twin flame self-love empowerment journey? So, dear goddess, that is this for Thankful to Thrive Thursday. It's really, truly recognizing that you are on a journey of growth. You are here to learn, grow, expand, and ascend. And we do this through the beautiful gift of polarity, through the gift that is our shadow side that teaches us, because it is our greatest teacher. This is why the twin flame connection is the most educational, truly most educational experience of them all, because you can't run from yourself. I mean, you can, but you're just going to keep creating chaos for yourself. So your twin is going to mirror literally you, right back to you, every facet. And that is what I've come to see and learn as I've studied both the twin flame with twin flame mentors, but also the self-love empowerment journey. And it's the dynamic of all of this. It's really, truly recognizing that the contrast is a gift, and our twin flame is showing us that. But our twin flame also shows us all of our beautiful, positive, our light side as well. And if you really, truly want to be experiencing more of the light side from your counterpart, it is so important then that that's what you be giving your focus to. That's what you be feeding, so that that's what grows. I assure you, you're the catalyst. All right? And that's something else, boom, is that what you desire to see in your twin, what you desire to experience from him, you must embody in you first. So this is why it is so vital that you be uncovering and discovering who you truly are and letting your light shine. You embodying and anchoring your truth, because that is your lighthouse beacon for your twin flame, especially if your counterpart is in the dark night of the soul space. And mine has been in that space, and I can recognize that I've had a bit of influence in that, because I've been teetering back and forth, doing this back and forth myself in that doubt space. Is it really my twin flame? Oh my God, that just sounds so crazy. But it's reminding myself that, oh, yeah, I'm definitely in the crazy category. Because crazy, by definition of today, the Urban Dictionary, you can say, is oddball, is we don't fit the mold of normal, which really, what is normal? I mean, seriously now, and they want to talk about new normal. Yet no, there is no such thing as normal. And when we can get beyond that, because normal is actually something that the ego creates to keep us confined, to keep us in a box, to keep you in a comfort zone, instead of recognizing that it just is. It's a perpetual going and growing journey, and things are not supposed to stay the same. Because we do not learn, grow, expand, and ascend in things that stay the same. There is no magic in the mundane. The magic is in the mystery. The magic is in the mysterious, the unknown. Because in the unknown can unknown things happen. But in the known, only known things can happen. And especially if your known is not feeling good, beating yourself up, doubt, lack of confidence, indecision, inauthenticity, you just don't know who you are, you feel powerless. Dear Goddess, you do not need to keep feeling like that. You're choosing that. And I feel today is the day that you choose different for yourself. Ask for help. Perhaps I am that channel, that guide that you're needing to reach out to. And the moment that you actually take that action and you book the call and you say, I'm doing this, yeah, all your triggers are going to go off. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so crazy. But at the same time, dear Goddess, if you want to get different results, you have to do different. But to do different, you have to be different. And to be different, you do have to think different. You have to start thinking that, no, I deserve this. I know that I need a different outcome. I desire a different outcome, which means I require outside support to show me the dark side of the moon of my own self that I am not quite fully able to see, because it is a shadow space. And I can't quite make it out in the dark. Well, You just need a little bit more light, and I am here with that light, dear Goddess. So you can book your own 75-minute intuitive clarity coaching session. And finally, today, begin to reclaim your power, begin to rise and thrive in your journey here, and begin to really enjoy the journey. Begin to embrace no matter what crazy may be happening, but to recognize that this is good. Crazy means I'm in the magic space. Crazy, uncertainty, the unknown means, oh yeah, magic and miracles are flowing into my experience, baby. Bring them. Because you are always being supported in one way, shape, or form. You've got to be the one to get out of your own way and allow that support to come in whatever fashion, because you do what and why you want. What you want and why you want it, the universe does how. And I'm a how. Hello, I'm a how. So you can book your intuitive clarity coaching session at empowermentexperiences.com. And that said, dear Goddess, this is your Divine Feminine Twin Flame energies for Thankful to Thrive Thursday this week. And I'm trying to see how much time, good, on my device here that I'm recording. And Thankful to Thrive Thursday, recognizing that the power is in your hands, dear Goddess. You are the catalyst, because the power is and always has been inside you. And I'm here to show you. That said, Rochelle Richard, guiding you into and through finding your power in every moment, dear Goddess. I'll see you next time. Namaste.